Mutton curry. Just saying the words makes me happy. It is a dish loved by so many people, all across India and even the world. This curry is special. It is full of flavor. It is full of warmth. When mutton curry cooks, the whole house smells amazing. It is like a hug in a bowl, a true taste of our traditions. It brings people together. It makes any meal a celebration. This is more than just food, my friends. It is an emotion. Why do we love mutton curry so much? I think it is the tender mutton. So soft, it just melts in your mouth. And the gravy, the gravy is rich. It is thick. It is full of beautiful spices. These spices dance together. They create a magical taste. It is a heartwarming meal, perfect for a Sunday lunch with family, or a cozy dinner on a rainy day. Every family has its own little secret for mutton curry. Each bite tells a story. It connects us to our roots. I remember the first time I had truly amazing mutton curry. It was at a small dhaba on a highway. The taste was unforgettable. The mutton was so tender, the masala was perfect. It was simple yet so profound. That taste stayed with me. It made me want to learn, to cook it myself, to share that joy with everyone. And that is why I'm here today, to share a recipe that is easy, a recipe that works. You can make this fantastic mutton curry at home, I promise you. This recipe is for everyone. Yes, even if you think you cannot cook, even if you are a beginner in the kitchen, do not worry, I will guide you. We will go step by step, nice and slow. There are no complicated techniques here, no fancy ingredients that are hard to find. We will use simple things to create something truly special, pure, honest flavors. That is our goal. So, get your aprons ready. Let's make some mutton curry magic together. Your kitchen is about to become your favorite place. Good food always begins with good ingredients. This is a golden rule in my kitchen. So let's look at what we need for our mutton curry. These are all easy to find. You will get them at your local grocery store or at the vegetable market. For mutton, freshness is super important. Try to get the best quality mutton you can. It really does make a huge difference in the final taste. Trust me on this one, folks. Good mutton means a good curry. It's that simple. First, the star of our dish, the mutton. You will need 500 grams of mutton. Make sure it is cut into curry pieces. I always prefer bone-in pieces. The bones add so much flavor to the gravy. Ask your butcher for a good curry cut. They will know what to give you. Once you have it, wash the mutton pieces well under running water. Then pat them dry with a kitchen towel. This drying step is important. It helps the mutton to sear nicely. We want that beautiful brown color later. Next, for our masala base. This is the heart and soul of the curry. You will need 2 large onions. Chop them finely, very finely. Then, you need 3 medium-sized ripe tomatoes. Blend them into a smooth puree, or you can grate them if you don't have a blender. We also need 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. You can use store-bought, or make it fresh at home. And 2 green chilies, slit lengthwise. You can add more or less, depending on how spicy you like your curry. And now, for our spice box. These are the magical powders. They give our curry its color and taste. You need 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi, 2 teaspoons of red chili powder. I like to use Kashmiri red chili powder. It gives a lovely color without too much heat. Then 2 teaspoons of coriander powder or dhania, 1 teaspoon of cumin powder or jeera, and 1 teaspoon of garam masala. We will add this at the end. Don't forget salt to taste. For whole spices, 2 bay leaves or teji pata, 4 green cardamoms or elaichi, 4 cloves or long, and a 1-inch cinnamon stick or dalchini, and about 4 tablespoons of cooking oil, and fresh coriander leaves for garnish. Alright, are you ready to start cooking? Let's begin. First, we prepare our mutton a little, or rather, we prepare the pan for the mutton. Take a heavy-bottomed pan, or a pressure cooker. This is important. A heavy base prevents the masala from burning. Place it on the stove. Turn on the heat to medium. Add the cooking oil. Let the oil get nice and hot. Not smoking hot, just hot enough. Now, add the whole spices. The bay leaves, green cardamoms, cloves, and cinnamon stick. Let them sizzle for a few seconds until they release their beautiful aroma. This is step 1 to building flavor. Once the whole spices are fragrant, it is time for the onions. Add the finely chopped onions to the pan. Now this is a step where patience is key. We need to sauté the onions. until they turn a lovely golden brown color. This can take about 10 to 12 minutes. Stir them often, so they cook evenly and they don't stick to the bottom or burn. Well-browned onions give the curry a deep, rich flavor and a beautiful color too. Once the onions are perfectly golden, add the ginger garlic paste. Saute for another minute until the raw smell disappears. Now it's time for the hero. Add the mutton pieces to the pan. Increase the heat a little. We want to sear the mutton. Cook it on high heat for a few minutes until all the pieces are nicely browned on all sides. This searing locks in the juices. It makes the mutton very tasty. Don't overcrowd the pan. If needed, sear the mutton in batches. Once seared, it's time for our powdered spices. Add the turmeric powder, red chili powder, coriander powder, and cumin powder. Stir everything well. Cook for a minute or two. Let the spices coat the mutton pieces and cook in the oil. This is called bunai. The kitchen must be smelling wonderful by now. Next, add the tomato puree and the slit green chilies. Mix everything together very well. Cook this masala mixture, stirring occasionally, until you see the oil starting to separate from the masala. This is a very important sign. It means your masala base is perfectly cooked. Now add salt to taste, and about 1 to 1.5 cups of warm water. The water should be enough to cover the mutton. Stir again. If you are using a pressure cooker, close the lid. Cook for 5 to 6 whistles on medium heat. If using a pan, cover it. Let it simmer on low heat for about 45 to 60 minutes, or until the mutton is super tender. So tender it almost falls off the bone. Here's a little secret from my kitchen. For an even more flavorful and tender mutton curry, you can marinate the mutton. Before you start cooking, in a bowl, mix the mutton pieces with a little yogurt, some ginger garlic paste, and a pinch of turmeric powder, and a little salt. Let it marinate for at least 30 minutes, or even better, marinate it overnight in the refrigerator. This extra step makes a world of difference. The mutton becomes incredibly soft, and it absorbs all the lovely flavors. It's a small effort, but the reward is huge. During the cooking, keep an eye on the consistency, and always taste your food. If you feel the gravy is too thick, you can add a little bit of hot water, stir it in, and let it simmer for a few more minutes. If the gravy seems too thin for your liking, just remove the lid and let the curry simmer for a bit longer. This will help the extra water to evaporate, and the gravy will thicken up. Also, taste for salt and spice. If you want it spicier, you can add a pinch more red chili powder, or another slit green chili while it simmers. Cooking is all about adjusting, making the dish perfect for your taste. Once the mutton is perfectly cooked and tender, and the gravy is just right, it's time for the final touch. Sprinkle the garam masala on top. This adds a beautiful aroma and a final burst of flavor. Also, add a handful of freshly chopped coriander leaves. Give the curry a gentle stir. Now, here's another tip. Turn off the heat, cover the pan, and let the mutton curry rest for at least 10 to 15 minutes before you serve it. This resting time is magical. It allows all the flavors to meld together, to become even more delicious. Patience, my friends, is a true virtue in cooking. And now the best part, serving your delicious homemade mutton curry. How to serve this masterpiece you just created. It tastes absolutely wonderful with hot, fluffy steamed rice. The rice soaks up all that lovely gravy. Oh, it's heavenly. You can also serve it with fresh rotis, or soft naans, or even flaky parathas. A simple side of cucumber salad, or some cooling cucumber raita, would be a perfect accompaniment. Look at what you have made. A beautiful, aromatic, and incredibly tasty mutton curry. Be proud of yourself. Call your family, your friends. Share this wonderful meal with your loved ones. Enjoy the magic you created. You did it! Happy cooking!